Hello YouTube, welcome to another edition of Things Normal Girls Do. I want to thank you to the new subscribers, all three of you guys. Thank you so much for joining us and for subscribing to this channel. And to any new people, I would appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button. Now, today we're going to talk about what's been going around the internet, Keven Samuels. I actually had another video I planned to do for this week, but a girl couldn't resist this. So anyway, there's a young lady that comes on this show, Jessica Gardner, but unfortunately, Keven Samuels had to tell her that she is basically an average black woman at best.
What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So,
Did you, I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so.
But ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
Say what? I really just wanted some advice. I love your
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
Oh, Keven Samuels. Love him, hate him, but it has been a viral video that's been going around and is basically destroying this 35-year-old young lady. Now, I really don't watch this channel, but I did subscribe recently. And although he was extremely arrogant, rude, and just an overall prick, I did agree with some of the things he said. At first, I just didn't understand why she didn't just politely exit the conversation. I mean, why stick around for that type of abuse? On-air abuse as well. Now, this young lady, Jessica Gardner, she was on the show. She was seeking dating advice from Mr. Samuels. And he just was immediately jumping on her and calling her out in all the wrong ways. He tried to explain to her what high-value men were looking for because she obviously did not understand. And although he was right, it was tacky and it was abusive, and it just set a tone for the rest of the conversation. He even warned her that he was going to use this conversation as a, quote, teachable moment. He was extra salty that she seemed to be able to pay his fee for private consultations, but she was unwilling to do so, and he kind of prompted her a few times. Again, I felt she should have just exited the conversation. Me, I would have been out. But she stuck around. This young lady has a problem leaving. And as black women, I do feel we must be ultra strong and be ready to walk away. If you're never willing to walk away from anyone or anything, a person can treat you however they choose. Now, it does make me wonder, though, is this what high-value men are looking for in a woman? Are they looking for a woman who, as soon as she enters a room, she must apologize for being there? And that is how he treated her. Although, he was right. Now, because she has a hard time walking away, she of course stuck around and she wanted to know how to get a high value man. i.e. a man making six figures, like she was. It looks like when she was looking for dating advice, his show was the first one she came upon, and unfortunately she found the wrong show. But he does give her a chance to basically say how she would rank herself, and she gave herself a 5. Now everyone is upset that he tells her that she is average at best, but she gives herself a 5. Okay, a 6 when she's made up. So, let's take a look. She has a son, -1. She had her son at age 16, -1. She seems to be very fit, +1. She has lashes and extensions, -1. She makes 6 figures, +1. She has no college degree, -1. And with all of that, where does that leave us? Average. So on that, he was right. And there's nothing wrong with being average. Again, I don't understand why she stayed so long in this conversation. She even appeared to pick up her phone and read a message instead of listening what the man had to say. So again, this was another reason that women need to respect themselves enough and just be willing to walk away from a situation. Trust me, you walk away from a man, they will want you more. Now, she called this man's show seeking advice from him, but she was unwilling to listen. Here's some advice, ladies. Learn how to listen, or at least pretend to listen. You can have a whole conversation in your head while the man is talking, but at least smile, nod, and make eye contact. It does make a difference. Now, while I am putting my 2 cents in this, what this young lady really needs is a younger man. She has been looking for older men. She's even willing to go 10 years older than herself. So she is looking for a 45-year-old man who's successful, makes 6 figures. There are not many of those available, ladies. She doesn't want to listen. She wants to, do things her way, and she is used to being the boss. She's used to being the boss at home. She is used to being the boss at work. So really what she needs to find her is a boy toy. If she goes 10 years younger to a 25-year-old man, true, he's going to be a broke, dusty, lazy ass, but you know what? She should just, have her a good time and not waste her time trying to help him become. Ladies, we get caught up in trying to make a man into what we want them to be. You cannot do that. They will disappoint you every single time. You are better off in those situations doing your own thing and just being around you and being seeing how motivated you are should hopefully motivate them to do something. Now, if it does not, then when you're dealing with a younger man and you go into it as if they are nothing more than a commodity, because men see women as commodities, if they do not become what you hope that they become, you can always just trade them in for a younger model. Again, this is what men do. And don't get me wrong, there are opportunities for all ladies, no matter what you look like, to level up to a high value man. But this young lady is making 6 figures herself, so she really doesn't need it. It would be nice, but how many high value relationships do you see? They don't really last that long because they really don't have much time to be around each other. So she's going to get a man that's obviously as busy as she is. She cannot finish her conversation with this man without picking up her phone to take a message. Now, this young lady needs her a younger man. She should just embrace her cougarness. There is nothing wrong with it. She already said herself that she wanted a 6-figure man or a man that made equal to her money or more, because if he did not, she may not respect him. So why put yourself in conflicts with an older man who is going to want respect from you, whether he makes that amount of money or not? A younger man will already know his place, so there doesn't need to be a fight about it. You do not have to have this fight over dominance and control. And we know that women have been having this fight, especially black women. We have been having this fight for some time now. And then we're always crying about these men that are coddled by their mothers and how they're crying for independent women, which really mean they want a woman to take care of them. This is the new reality.
Average looking women. Average looking woman who's older. Average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son. Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I don't want to have to go there, but when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
So on that, Keven Samuels is right. High value men are not looking for a 5. There is a reality check that needs to be done here by everyone. Now, she can always make herself more than a 5, but the chances are at a 45-year-old man, if he's looking for that, he is already attached. Now, there are places that she can go to try to seek out these men, and I think that's one of her problems as well. She needs to put herself where these high value men hang out, because obviously if all she's getting are rappers hollering at her, then she needs to get away from where the rappers are. My favorite is always get involved with a medical charity. That way you will always be meeting a whole slew of new doctors. Now, another thing I see, she's putting too much value on her business, her doggy daycare. Makes me wonder, does she come home smelling like dogs every day? Does she have to close the shop up every night? Trust me, a man will think about these things. I also noticed that she is very business minded, and I commend her for that. But you can tell she thinks about money and business and success quite often. She actually lit up when she had the opportunity to talk about how business minded she was. This tells us that she leads with business. I would even bet that on her first dates with men, she's talking about her business and how successful she is. So she can't really get upset with anyone if by the end of that date, they don't really want to date her. They want to go into business with her. Guarantee you she leads with her business. And there's nothing wrong with that. You use every advantage that you have. And being a success is a big advantage. Anyway, in conclusion, this young lady really needs to forget about the men having options, because she herself has options. She just doesn't realize it. She needs to just continue therapy and improve herself and her self-esteem. She will find what she's looking for. She is a strong, independent woman, and she'll find that type of man. Now, I think she should also maybe step out of the race. She doesn't have to stick with black men. There's men of all races who would appreciate a woman like her. She should not limit herself to the financial success of a man, because they will also judge her in the same manner. Again, I don't always agree with what Keven Samuels says, but in this instance, he was right. She should have just stepped out of the conversation long before she did. And actually, she never did. He ended the conversation. But once she learns more about hypergamy and how to play the game, I think she will be okay, because she says she makes 6 figures. Well, I want to thank you guys again for listening. Please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again. Oh, before I forget, happy holidays to everyone.
Most people get average people, especially average people. And you're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You got a pet grooming business.